Nation bids adieu to all parliament as Prime Minister Modi saluted Nehru, Shastri and other ex-parliamentarians. The shift from the old to the new. You know what they say, Nancy? Change is the only thing that's inevitable.
Yeah, the
Old
change is the only
always
constant.
gives way to new.
I mean, definitely.
Well, yeah, sorry to cut you short. India's new parliament, your opinion?
I mean, Kabir, I have to be honest here. I even got emotional while hearing to all the speeches, and everybody was.
Prime Minister Modi said that देखिए झड़प वड़प होती रहती है, लोगों के बीच में मामला गरमा भी जाता है, लेकिन देश सबसे आगे, देश सबसे सर्वोच्च स्थान पर रखा जाएगा. देश, the Bharat is paramount, and he took names. He said tryst with destiny by Jawaharlal Nehru at the stroke of midnight. I think the speech by the Prime Minister right in the beginning in the Lok Sabha, first and foremost there was a lot of hangama because the minute the Prime Minister walked in, the national anthem played and the speaker wasn't on their chair, so it had to be played again. And the opposition, of course, Gaurav Gogoi, one of the loudest voices over there, and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary as well from the Congress party, saying why is this happening, and Om Birla had to say that there's going to be a thorough probe and investigation into this. Please, let's just move on. Let's let the Prime Minister have his say. And apart from that, today in the new Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, some more interesting things are going to take place. What are you picking up from? What are some of the headlines telling us? Because there's a big event that's lined up today. Everybody is meeting up in the lower, in the central hall of the old Parliament. There's going to be a photo session. There's going to be, everybody's going to get together. Speeches by Manmohan Singh, Shibu Soren, Menka as well. Some of the oldest parliamentarians that we have living at the moment. They're going to finally shift to the new Parliament. Some 10 odd members of Parliament, female members of Parliament, in handwritten notes, have written an ode to the old Parliament building. It has gotten a little nostalgic, let me tell you. The old Parliament building, it has its own flavor to it, right?
Definitely. I mean, on the show earlier we have said that I get it, the new Parliament building is beautiful, but the old Parliament building and the hangama that we used to see in Parliament is going to get missed, definitely. But well, as PM Modi said that we leave this building with the hope for the future. And I have to say that I got really emotional, that why everybody got so emotional with the old Parliament building, that this Parliament has seen the development of the country, from independence to now. This Parliament has seen discussions, rich discussions, and I think it was very, it was a very beautiful moment when Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he came out and he gave the credit to he praised Nehru.
All the other ex Prime Ministers. Let me just take a couple of quotes from what Narendra Modi ji said. He said, "The echoes of Pandit Nehru's tryst with destiny's speech in this house will keep inspiring us. This is the house where Atalji had said, and the words still resonate, governments will come and go, parties will be made and unmade, this country should survive." Under Indira Gandhi, this house had supported struggle for liberation of Bangladesh. It was also witness to the attack on democracy during emergency and return of robust democracy. He also, cited the attack on the Parliament building, the terrorist attack. He said, "When I entered this building as a member of Parliament, I bowed down and honored the temple of democracy. I could have never imagined that a child belonging to a poor family living on the railway platform would ever be able to enter the Parliament. It is the power of democracy." The Prime Minister, he does know how to, change the sentiments to being really emotional. PM praised, Shastri, he praised Narasimha Rao. Manmohan Singh, mind you, attended the Rajya Sabha session in the wheelchair, and he's not keeping really well. His health is a little fragile at the moment, but he never misses an opportunity to come out and vote, no matter what election, and he did not miss that as well. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, who's 90 years old, attended the Rajya Sabha proceedings in a wheelchair. He is likely to speak at the Central Hall today along with Shibu Soren and Menka Gandhi.
I mean, definitely, the way he just gave credit where it was due to Nehru, and the way he said that, this parliament building, from starting from Bhagat Singh, the bombing of parliament, to Narasimha Rao, and, how he introduced new economic policies. I think it was such a beautiful moment. And, when you think about it, parliament really is, this is a celebration of democracy that we are talking about, because then we have opposition there are rich discussions happening in the parliament. And I think Modi ji was also smart enough. I mean, he got emotional, but he was like, you know what, 9 years of the Modi government should not be forgotten. He said that, stating that the world is talking about the India story, especially after the success of G20 summit and the successful moon landing of the Chandrayaan 3. The Prime Minister said that those were the result of collective efforts. He listed the landmark legislation of his government during the last 9 years. Of course, the abrogation of the Article 370 became possible. And, he listed out all the achievements that he had done, and all the, important bills that he passed, including GST. In the Lok Sabha and the Parliament session.
But look at that, Nancy. I mean, the building does look quite spectacular.
Definitely. I mean, the first time I think the video got released, my first reaction was like, oh my God, this looks like a proper, complex.
United Nations General Assembly.
Yeah. Well, I would say, I won't compare this to West anymore. This is what, this has an Indian touch. This has a proper rich Indian culture touch. And, the way, I mean, parliament is something that we have grown up to see parliament as, that lakdi ki, that chairs where, and everybody, this is something so luxurious, so royal.
I have some information in terms of what is on display, what is going to be there. Teak wood sourced from Nagpur. There is sandstone that has been procured from Sarmathura. Carpets from Mirzapur. Bamboo wood flooring from Agartala. Stone jali works from Rajnagar. Ashok emblem from Aurangabad, Maharashtra and Jaipur and Rajasthan. Ashok chakra from Indore and Madhya Pradesh. Lakha red from Lakha in Jaisalmer. White marble from Ambaji in Rajasthan. Kesharia green stone was procured from Udaipur. Stone carving done in Abu Road and Udaipur. M sand from Chakari Dadri in Haryana. Brass work in precast trenches from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. False ceiling steel structure from Daman and Diu. So it's like it's got a little bit from all across the country.
I mean, definitely you will be needing, there's a need to decorate this parliament building, because it is historic that, the shift, and I am very excited to see the shift from the old parliament. I was reading a report, and it's saying that, the Prime Minister will walk barefoot with constitution in his hand, and all the other MPs are going to, follow him behind barefoot. So he's going to walk on his foot from, the old parliament building to the new parliament building. So I think it's going to be a spectacular journey. That, and
64,500 square meter. That's the total area. The seating capacity is now going to be 1,224 members of parliament that are going to be able to sit together. The cost is 970 crore rupees approximately. Now, in terms of the old versus new, let me tell you, the current building was completed in 1927 and began in 1921. It took 6 years to finish. This building has taken only 2 years to finish. The current building is at the Sansad Marg. The new building is at the Central Vista area. The current building is a 2-story building. The new building is going to be a 4-story building, Nancy. In terms of area, this is almost 3 times the size of the current building. In terms of seating capacity, we have almost about, on average, about 800 odd seating capacity in the current building, 1,224 in the new one. The earlier building was built for 83 lakh rupees, inaugurated by Lord Irwin, the then Governor General. It was designed by, Lutyens, Delhi, famous for his architectural design. A lot of British values and colonial era strings that were attached to that building as well. More so, a lot of cracks that have been developed. The building was in distress. A lot of speakers over the ages and over the years have, written to the government that this building is going under a lot of distress. There was a lot of ad hoc construction on it. Kahin kursi nahi hai to kursi laga di. for a central session,
Yeah.
for a joint session, you had to put chairs in the aisles because you couldn't seat all the members of parliament
Yeah.
inside the central hall in the old building. But this new building, well, it seems like in terms of modern technology, in terms of advancements, in terms of the marble, texture, culture, color, everything absolutely phenomenal and on display towards the second half of the day today, Nancy. The parliamentarians, of course, led by the Prime Minister, are going to make their way and shift finally to the new building of the parliament on the auspicious occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi. I mean, what
Definitely.
better than
Day,
that?
yeah.
All right, then before we talk about other stories as well, and let me tell you, this is going to be a rolling coverage. Stay on to News9 Live, because we're going to cut across to the old parliament where that joint session, historical photographs, let me tell you, are going to take place with the likes of Shibu Soren, Menka Gandhi, and of course Manmohan Singh. Some of the longest serving parliamentarians are going to be there. They're going to give speeches in the central hall.